Then you check how many seconds or how many minutes it finishes to generate or to run. Then you now say, okay, if it took 2 minutes, you're going to put wait 3 minutes. Understand? You do things like that, okay? A perfect instance is Amplify. When you're using an Amplify actor, okay? Now, on that HTTP node, some actors, okay, and some image generations them. I think someone like IG here understands what I'm talking about in terms of image generation. I think you were having issues, right? When you are generating image. Now, there is post using that HTTP node that you will send the instruction, all right? And when you send the instruction, or you send, let's say you're using Amplify or anyone, or you send the instruction, create this thing, hmm? And it takes 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Sometimes some things can take 10 minutes to process. That is when you send the instruction, right? Now, when you send the instruction, it will need you to catch the processed data. It will just appear automatically. Do you understand? The one we did has uses post to process and give you data. But there are some HTTP nodes that you use, okay? Some platform that you use that will use post to send the instruction. Then you will now use get to pull the processed data. Do you get? Let me show you. Let me show you this. Let me show you this. I'm going to share my. I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, I'm going to share my screen now, and where is that? This. All right. Now this, right? This. Let me open it. Now see here it is post, right? Post means you are sending these instructions to Tavli. You understand? That is what it means. You are sending, that is post. Then there are some platforms that it will finish processing, then you will need to, it will not automatically come back to you. For instance, this guy here, the result will not automatically come back. So you need to use another HTTP node. Okay. You need to use another HTTP node. So let me add something here to show you. You need to use another HTTP node to catch it. All right. And use get. When you're now using get, you will also go to the API side to check how you will do the sequence of the get. All right. Even if you don't see the API there, you use you always use your ChatGPT or your Grok to check how to get back that data. But what I'm trying to show here is not all platform that we just you will just use a post. Post, I don't mean goalkeeper post to see the post I'm talking about here. All right. So what does post mean? I think on when we began this class on when I was talking about no, I did the day we talked about HTTP, I explained this, right? But let me bring you back to your like memory again. Okay? Now, there are different actions where this is put, this is post, this is patch, this is option, this is head, this is get, this is delete. Right? But most times what you're going to make use of is post and get. Right? Post and get. But what do they mean? Delete means when you're just like the name says delete, when you're deleting something from a database or from using the API call from a platform, right? Get is when you're pulling data from there. Get is when you're pulling data. You understand? Just like your spreadsheet, you're using your spreadsheet and your email. Using your spreadsheet and your email. Okay. For instance, let me use Gmail. Let me add a Gmail node to show you here. When you want to pick data from your email, especially the trigger node, what do you use? What do you use? On message received, right? On message received. This action here, this action here, right, is the same as, yeah, the only difference is that this is a trigger node, but let me use that on Gmail and say get a message. Get a message. It's the same thing with this one. All right. Or sorry, get many rather. It's the same thing with this one. Do you understand? Get many. Now, what is very important to notice this terminology, which is why I put it. Get. Get. When I told you to do an AI node, I told you to do how many nodes, and I told you to do add each node separately. So when you add the nodes separately, that you use get, right? And each of them have different functions, right? So get is when you are pulling data from that platform, and post is when you are sending data to that platform. So sometimes you're pushing in data or you're pushing instruction. It may not be data though, but it can be instruction to say, okay, um, do this for me or do this. Okay, if you finish doing it, then you now need another node to pull that data it did. All right, that's it. That's the explanation I wanted to give you. So, um, okay, for someone like IG, please um explain to us the issue you had that time that I had to tell you to use a get node the time you are just starting.
Okay, I was trying to generate, use quick voice note using 11 lab. So the API I was provided was to post and to get the file after conversion of the text to the voice. So, the issue I had then was I was only able to post, I was unable to get until I reached out to you and you told me to use the get, the get to get the file after it's being processed through the API, into the post. I got it right there.
Okay. So that was but when you did that, you sent an instruction for voiceover, right?
Yes, indeed.
Then after you generated the voiceover, the issue you are now having is that to get back the voiceover
To
into your
get back the
workflow.
file. Yes.
Exactly. To get back into your workflow, that's not the issue. Then you now use the get. So there are situations like that, especially when you're doing media, right? So this is So all these things are the same thing. Do you understand? I don't have to say let's build 1,001 workflows. Besides, it's always funny. So it's funny how some people trained by an academy that they are paying 100,000 naira will bring workflow for me to correct them. Just like this, see this thing that we did. Let me digress a little bit. See this thing that we did. I showed you people, and I also explained it that if you must pass your leads or your scoring, they should be on separate sheets, right? Like sheet one, the spreadsheets, right? Then there will now be sheet one, sheet two, or hot lead, cold lead. You understand? So that's what this academy is teaching their students, that you have to store from form straight to spreadsheet. Then from spreadsheet, you now have the switch node that will now send message to hot lead, message to cold, message to warm. So I was not asking. This is not the only place I've seen this thing. So the guy today, I was not asking him. It was on WhatsApp. I was not asking him. What then is the need to now do the workflow if you have to still go back to manually on your spreadsheet or your database? If you have to go manually to now um, sort them one by one, why are you doing workflow for them? You understand? Why are you doing workflow? I now told him to send others. Let me see. He sent. Said okay. All right. So then someone referred him to me though. Someone referred him, and somebody in our class had already gone through that academy. All right. So person had already gone through the academy. So the person referred this guy to me. Yeah, so the guy was lucky. He wanted to register, but I think his class is still running there. But he wants, when he finishes, he will now register here to join us. I said, okay, no wahala. But then, why I'm saying this is your see those workflows you're posting, those workflows you're posting, definitely you have people who know what they are doing that are going to be reviewing them or be reading them or be looking at them, and you may not know. Do you understand? So having today we are going to do something around the webhook. We're going to do something around the webhook, um, which still falls within things that we're already doing. I've decided to. This class is supposed to end on Wednesday. Supposed to end on Wednesday, but nobody has shown me their what's it called? Ego, you're giving me crying emoji. Cry well. Oh. Nobody has shown me their capstone project or what you decided to do for project. And I've technically delayed to carry out the two remaining subjects. The two remaining subjects. I'm going to just do them one today, one tomorrow, and that'll be it. Understand? So which is why I said collect. Now the reason I'm delaying to do them is like I said last time, I'm adding one extra week to this class. I'm adding one extra week, which is I don't know if you're going to talk money. But that's fine. I'm adding one extra week, making it 6 weeks. All right. Then what I would want to happen in that week 6 is that it is a month and a half. What I would want to happen is number one, you present your capstone. So on Wednesday, this rag I've been postponing because I don't want to add more confusion to your already established headaches, right? Don't want to add more. I don't want to press your neck more. I want to just give you some breathing space. Let it not be like every day I'm introducing new things. Let's dwell on the ones we have already introduced for a while. But on Wednesday, we are going to definitely treat that rag. All right. So you'll be registering on do you even have to okay. You've been please before that Wednesday class, integrate your Google Drive. Integrate your Google Drive. Okay. If you haven't integrated Google Drive, whether you're using self-host or not self-host, integrate Google Drive, all right, into your N8N. Integrate it. All right. Because we are going to make use of Google Drive that day for that rack system. We'll make use of Google Drive. All right. So, and I want to ask, does anybody here have projects they have in mind to use as, does anybody have a workflow they have in mind to use as their project? Anybody? Nobody? Okay, Chinyere, let me hear you. What's your project?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
The project I have in mind is broad. It's just like I want to create a workflow like you know supermarkets templates. I don't know, like a system that records all the goods in the supermarket, everything, both eraser, perfume, all the section, the record. Just when you come to supermarket, that their monitor that they use to queue in, check goods. And when they just queue it in, they find out how many, if the goods is sold, how many is remaining, just that workflow. I want to create something like that. So that's what I have in mind as a project. So I want to create it for a business. So I'm gathering all the goods, everything about the business, like the shop, every goods that comes in. I'm still gathering the information, but that's what I have in mind to create as my project.
Okay. In that case, you need a dashboard, not just the workflow at the back end, because your workflow will serve as the back end, then your dashboard will serve as the front end. So, which means you can either work with somebody that builds dashboards, or work with someone that vibe codes, or you even learn vibe coding, because you need things like either software or any other one, right? But I think the one why software always comes to my mind when it comes to N8N is because software and SOFTR, SOFTR, software and N8N have this cool relationship, like physical relationship, but not its integration. They have this cool relationship together. And software, I think software is also drag and drop. You don't have to write code, or use drag and drop to you build what you want to build, right? Basically, then integrate it to your N8 and let it serve as your dashboard. Right. But if you're building something like that for them to make use of, then you either have to write code it, but definitely you need a dashboard. You understand?
Okay, like when the time comes, I will reach out to you.
I know the vibe code, though.
I
But
mean to put me through the things I need. For now, I want to, go back and study the whole class and, get
oh,
used to it
okay,
before I start the project.
okay, okay, that's fine. Mhm. Still what day for you for vibe coding? Still was the teacher. Still what they've not confirmed that until now. Honestly, I haven't confirmed it now. I need to send them message. Okay, so another person who else has Who else? Yeah, that reminds me. Okay, agree. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, good evening, coach. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah, so on my own, I'm still trying to sketch it in my head, like what is for a lead generation for a company that follows up on clients, does lead scoring, and then uses a funnel structure to follow up. As a funnel structure from a Google Sheet to follow up, and then store the contact of hot leads on a particular um like a database that can be followed by the sales team. And then like using the funnel structure, you can plan how you follow up on other, like to convert both cold leads into hot leads. So just something like that. It's still rough. Like I'm still trying to research to see all the angles that like bring together. But basically that's just the rough idea of what I was thinking of doing.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. But you know that you must not do all your workflows as one workflow. You must not do one big elaborate workflow because sometimes they may not function, right? So you
Okay.
can do your now if you do intake pipeline, if you do an intake pipeline, that will have a different trigger. And when you're now doing a follow up pipeline as well, that will also
Mm,
require a different trigger.
okay.
Okay, so your follow up is going to have a different trigger um to one like okay, there's something I'm currently doing with someone. That thing is not here. I don't have it here. But that is a follow up system that it calculates by status. It checks the status. You can use the status to filter and send reminders or send emails to those to them.
Okay.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah. So it's like when you kind of say like a sales funnel or a funnel structure, like at the point where you are trying to get their attention, attract them, and then convert.
Yes.
That's
Attracting them is the emails you're sending to them, as you know.
yes. Okay. What happens is that I'll just reach out to you personally so that we can just know the next class.
No wahala.
Uh,
Okay. Okay. Another person. Another person. Another person. Adobe, how are you feeling now? The other day you said you were having very strong migraine. Is it migraine or migraine? Which one?
Good evening, sir. I feel better now.
Okay, it has stopped, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, but you will show us your backlog.
I'm actually using my phone and I'm not at my place now.
Okay.
Mm.
All right, no problem. So does anybody have okay, so what your projects? What are you doing as your project?
Hmm. Honestly, sir, I haven't really thought about it.
Hmm, Wahala.
But within the week, I am definitely going to come up with something.
Okay. No wahala, no problem. Okay, Queen, what about you?
So, so I don't have anything in mind for now.
have you been able to pass through your hurdles?
It's slow, but I'm working on it.
Okay. All right, no problem, no wahala. So, who else is on? Ego
Yes, I'm here.
project. What's the project topic? What's the project workflow?
I want to it's still on this um, YouTube YouTube automation. That would be my project.
Okay, that that one. She's just to continue it now, right?
Yes, I think.
Or did you
You did
scatter it?
no, you thought you did the generation of story. So I want to add this all the that workflow so that I'll get my storyline. Then send it to the voice and video.
Okay, okay. So to run scene by scene, right?
Yes, invest.
Okay. Then you also know that your story. You also while checking the API capabilities and also check the limitation, the rate limit. Know how many API calls they can run in a minute or in an hour or in a day.
Okay.
Yeah. Check out how many they can run in a day.
I'll check it in that.
So you don't have to maybe for instance, if it's something that has to do with 10 scenes and you can only have maybe five in a minute, and you know that 10 scenes are really going to take more than a minute, then you can put your delay or your wait node to hold on some before.
Mhm.
Okay.
Wait.
That reminds me, you didn't give me feedback again yesterday on that, and you can let me know on WhatsApp, not here. Okay. Then, who else is there? Joseph is busy. Mr. Simon, do you have any? Have you cleared your backlog? Sorry. First of all, your backlog. Have you cleared your backlog?
I'm still.
What did you say?
Yes, sir.
No,
I'm
Joseph
still on
also
that
acknowledge.
my backlog, but I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm enjoying it the way I'm taking it. So I'm not rushing. You understand? So I'm coming.
All right. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Not good. All right. So, um, you're going to you're going to you're going to let me use. Okay, I'm going to take. I'm going to take. I want to show a quick glance at webhooks. All right. I'm going to show a quick glance at webhook. A webhook, mind you that just like I explained that day, or just like we all know, because now I assume we should all know what webhook should actually be all about and when and why you should use webhooks, right? So where is a form system here? Where is a form system? I'm going to use an already existing system to run a webhook. Okay, let me use this. Right? Okay, yeah, let me use this. Let me copy it and go and do another. I'll paste it here, right? Sorry. Hello, sir. I'm in a class. I'm in a class. I'll call you once I'm done. Okay, so let me use an existing workflow now. Let me use an existing workflow. Okay, so let's say your client or the website or whatsoever has an already existing platform or website or anywhere that requires you to use a webhook. Or that requires you to use a webhook. Okay. Now, webhooks are, I use webhook trigger, right? Let me use webhook here. Webhook trigger. Okay, and it's going to, yes, webhook trigger. Yeah, right. Cool. Then your webhook. Now, how does webhook work? Or when do you need webhook? For instance, I might decide to have this workflow. I might decide to have this workflow and make it a hosted work. Right. So instead of passing it through here, through an email, okay, I'll make it a hosted work. Right. But then question will now be, how do I catch this data and how do I send it back? Understand? Maybe when we are done here, if we don't face any challenge, if this is a straight workflow, you'll be able to see how webhooks work. All right. So now, how is webhook different from others? Webhook is also used to catch data from a platform. Remember the day I was explaining webhook and I was talking about being inside a restaurant, someone coming, then Mr. Kayode tried to explain that even now say he confused you more. You guys remember? Yeah, that was webhook. So now this is how I actually do explain webhook. See webhook as you are inside your house and a delivery person brings your package for you and leaves, right? You finish using that package, then you give a feedback. You understand? You send, or maybe you want to return that package. You still be in your house, the delivery person will come, you give that package out, the delivery person will go. Do you understand? So it is not scheduled. How is it different from others as a trigger? Now, see it like it is just there and it triggers whenever there is data, just like your phone. It triggers whenever there is a call, whenever there is data. All right. So one of the times we're going to, another time we use webhook is during the voice agent building. When we are building the voice agent, that's another time we use webhook. All right. So it triggers when a data comes to look for you. It does not go to look for data, just like your phone. Phone will just stay, someone will feel and submit, bam, workflow will trigger. That is how webhooks do function. All right. Data will flow in, it triggers the workflow. So, how is it different from other types of triggers, especially the scheduled trigger? Scheduled trigger runs when the time you scheduled it reaches, right? It uses a particular schedule of time to run, but webhooks are not scheduled. Webhooks trigger immediately data is sent. You understand? Webhooks trigger immediately data is sent. That is one webhooks trigger. So this one is like you just stay on your own, person will come hit you, bam, you shout. Ah. For the other one, you will schedule time by so time, go and hit this person. The person will know that you're coming to hit it by so time. Then you now go by 2 and hit, bam. Person will now shout. You go again another 1 hour time to go and hit the person, bam. Okay, that is shadow. While webhook, you will just stay. You will just hear bam for your head. You understand? You don't know. You did not do anything. You are not expecting anybody, but you just know that you are set to stay there to be receiving that hit. But you don't know when that hit is coming. You understand? Is that the simplest way I could explain it? Do you all understand? Do you all understand? I can't, if you giving thumbs up, I can't even see your hands. So do you all understand? Is there anybody that doesn't understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Okay, so here now. So one platform that is famous for testing webhook is Postman. Right, so you can create Postman accounts. I think, yeah, I already have a Postman account. You can create a Postman account. Session expired. What? Let me check. Did I use Google to sign in? Okay, yeah, I use Google to sign in. It will. Okay, if I thought it said expired. Block job. Which one is you want to access other things? I use smoking ganja. So here's my workspace. But if you're registering new, you just create work. You click on create a workspace. All right. You click on create a workspace and you use this. It's like these guys have updated because all these things I'm seeing here. Okay, here now, this is the workspace, right? And inside the collection now, I'm going to use posts. Do you understand? Now, why I quickly want to use this is I want to use sorry, okay, body and raw. Okay, yeah. So I want to use the data here so that it can match with this workflow instead of creating a new workflow from scratch, right? So here I'm going to copy the JSON here. I'm going to copy it. Where is it now? Okay, fine. Let me execute it again because there you have the webhook uses JSON, right? You know this this thing here uses JSON. Now let me use now. Niche is African folklore. Number of scenes 3, 13. Yoruba, which Yoruba culture, right? Email address. I'll take this. I'll submit this, right? Now, when I submit this, I'll take. Okay, yeah, see it here though. I will take this. I think I'll have to copy from here to here to serve as my data. You understand? Instead of going to start creating new things on. Then here, I'll come to here. I'll come to here. Make sure, right? Now this is a test URL, okay? This is a test URL. I'll put here to be posts. Do you understand? Then I will go here. Now this is the body. Now look at this. I'm set now because there is post here is going to be posts. Okay, because this is the post, it's sending data to my workflow. This is not catching data from my workflow, it is sending data to my workflow. So here is going to be post, you understand? Then body, all right, I'm clicking body and is on raw, all right. So here I'm just going to replace this with this to make sure that I use that kind of data there. I use that kind of data there, right? So let's see how this is going to run. Yeah, and let me bring this down. Yeah, this is it. Now this is data I feed in from. Okay, so whatsoever you need on your workflow and you're going to use a webhook, make sure you come to fill it here to test it. Do you understand? Then I'm going to now go here to pick this test URL. I'll pick test URL and I'll click listing. When I listing, I'll post it and I will send. Let's see if it's going to go through. Okay, yeah, 200. Okay. Now you can see workflow has started. All right, then let me go back there and check. Now look at the data there. Are you seeing those data? The body. Look at the body. This is the body. Those things I sent. Those items I sent that would have been inside the form, they are now here. So when you're catching from your webhook, you send data from that webhook. Now, why I used this already existing form is that, okay, this is a workflow that was built for so purpose. Instead of us to go and start building workflows afresh and start thinking of what do we build, how do we get this data, all right? So I just said, okay, let me copy that already and use it to test run, right? And look at here, placing this. So your webhook is actually going to be, it's very important. Look at what you're sending is the body and it's going to be on raw. Okay. Then look at something here. This 200 must say okay. All right. If it's on error and you can see the message your workflow started, which means it's caught successfully. If it did not catch, it would have errored out. So I'm going to pin this data, all right, then we'll now use it to work. Do you understand? What is different there? It's not difficult. I've gotten the data I need. Look at the data that I need here. I will now change the mapping. Character name, character name. Do you understand? You still map a normal thing that you map. Niche here. So assuming this is a new workflow, all right? Assuming this is a new workflow, right? Number of scenes, I put here, okay. Setting, here, and email address, and I put the email address here. And when I execute this, you still see that it has passed normally. Do you understand? All these other things you're seeing here, they are most likely not things you're going to use. What matters is this body here. Understand? And this body is coming in as an array, okay, array of data. All right. Then I executed, then I can now use them on my workflow to run on my workflow. Do you understand? Yeah. So everything is now running correctly. Again, everything is running correctly. If I execute this, it runs. But then, one good thing with webhook is that what if I need this person? Now, this is where things I used to tell you that people will do something like this at the back end and they will tell you, use this AI to generate this. What if I want this workflow to output this data back to the webhook? Do you understand? I will come to this webhook here. I'll come to this webhook and do, okay, I'm going to talk about this authentication, right? And I will also talk about some things here and do respond. I'll change it to respond to webhook node. So it means that after it finishes processing, right, it's going to output this data here, bringing it back to webhook. Now this is a trigger rather. This is a trigger. I don't need trigger again. So I will now need to respond to webhook. Do you understand? Now this is it will now use this respond to webhook. Let me execute up to here so that it comes afresh. Do you understand? I think someone has a question, right? But let me finish this. Then there are some other things I will have to show you. Okay, good. Now respond to webhook. Do you understand? Respond to now respond to first incoming item. Since I have a binary file that is coming in, I would say binary. Then choose automatically from inputs, or let me check specify by myself. You understand? Then if this is the data, then fine. Then respond headers. So respond header, let me check something here. Let me check, let me use this message and say your story is ready, right? Let's execute this and see what happens. It has executed. Then let me go back to that postman and see, yeah, and see where is that response? Test results. Okay. Now this is successful, right? Then what I'm now going to do here is I'm going to execute this entire workflow. All right. Then let me see. Are there parameters here I need to set? Let me check settings here if I need to set. I don't think there are parameters here I need to set, right? But then let me go back to the body. Let me go back to the body here. Your message workflow has started, and I'm going to execute this entire workflow again. Let me execute it again, and let's see something here. Okay, good. The requested webhook is not registered. So why is it not registered? But it is running. Do you understand? So here, oh, sorry, is a pin. I pinned it. So let me unpin. Sorry. Okay, let me send it again. It is running now. Here is running. So let's see, is the workflow running? Okay, the workflow is running. All right, so let's see the output is going to give us here. Now, you see, I use there now, respond using webhook. Do you understand? Then before it would have just said message, your item or your request was, oh, sorry, webhook ran okay, right? Okay, 200. You understand? Now, let's see here. Has it timed out? I think it's actually timed out. Yeah, this is it. It's timed out. So it's supposed to do something. Let me see settings. If there is a place where timeout is not okay. Okay, you know what I would do, right? You know what I would do? I'm just going to now it has timed out, but it's longer than 30 seconds. It's longer than 30 seconds. So let me see. I'm trying to see, let me debug with their AI and see, is there a setting where timeout maximum of redirect? Okay, what is happening? The post data is, we tell me what's happening. Okay, test response function. Okay. I need, okay, let me say, I need the timeout to be extended to 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, so let me say, please do. Let me just use the AI to do this. So the post data, I'm trying to see a setting, updating tests, where that should be updated to. So let's see what the AI is going to generate. It happens that the timeout is only lasts for 30. Enable SSL. Oh, okay. Okay, it's in script actually. It's in the script. So let me update. Is the script not setting? So where is it? Huh? So I'm not the one doing this. I just told their own AI to do this for me, right? So it's not. So I'm going to come here again and execute it again, and I will send. So let us see what is happening here and the timeouts. Okay, look at it here now. Look at it. It has brought back something, right? It has brought back something. So let me preview. This is the preview. It has brought back this, a response. You understand? Now, this is the response which has come back. So imagine you are doing this on a website. Do you understand? Look at it. Imagine you are doing this on a website and you need uh you need, just like Chinyere said, she wants to build a something that people can use, right? Or Ego said he wants to do an image generator. Now, in such a system, what you need is webhook, right? So that once people input what they need, it will pull back, not send to their email, it will bring that back to them on that platform. Okay. After processing, it will bring it back. So assuming this now is a website, right? What just happened here? This website took in data and brought it back to us. Cool instance for this is when you do which instance can I use? Which platform? Just a platform where you feel something and you get a response immediately there. All right. You get a response immediately. They are telling you that okay, this works or this is not work. You can even be doing a lead scoring system. Funny enough, you can be doing lead scoring system with this too, right? Where somebody will fill in something, right? Then the person will get a response immediately if they are qualified or they are not qualified. You understand? doesn't have to go to their email. So it's not everything that goes to the customer's email, right? Then you can also make it also to go to customer's email by attaching, you can attach an email here. You can also attach an email here so that after it comes to webhook, it goes to customer's email as well. Do you understand? So other things I have to explain here is here, okay. This is the post method, all right? Now this is a part. What this means is that this is the part where that webhook is running. And if you check, just like we have, if you check, right, just like we have on form system, look at this, test. Look at test here. A production URL is what you're going, after you publish, you use your production URL. But using the test URL, look at test. Test URL is usually when you must come to hit execute, then you do. Now, what does this part mean? Part means the storage address, right, or the link to that web. Now, if I change this, let me copy this first. Let me copy it. Be looking at somewhere here. Be looking at here. Let me say Queen Ifuji web book. Look at it. The path has changed. Sorry, the link has changed. So what is here is the part which is the link itself. Now your authentication, just like I explained during that using the form system, right? Authentication, all right? How do people access this? Right? How does the website or the platform you're hooking into, how does it access it to ensure that hackers do not enter your workflow? You can use your basic auth, you can use your header auth, you can use your JavaScript, JavaScript what token itself. JWT is JavaScript Guinea token. I browsed it that day, I've forgotten it again. You can use any of this, right? To protect your webhooks, right? Then look at add option. Are you going to ignore bots? All right, are you going to ignore bots and use any other of these options? Right now, ignoring bot is the one I'm going to touch here. And what does it basically mean? It basically means that robots or web crawlers will not crawl this webhook, this thing. To not crawl the webhook hosting URL. Understand? You guys know what crawling is all about. You know what crawling is all about, all right? So it wouldn't crawl it. Okay. So yeah, so robots will just be rolling around and they will not be able to see your webhook. That's what it means. Okay. So I just use this to explain the webhook and put it into action here, and you saw how it works or how you can use it. All right. So sometimes you'll be wondering, is it only we build and send to email, we build and send to email? What if I want to build something that users will input and receive response immediately? That is it looking at you here. All right. So please someone, I would like to carry shoulder for this one. So let's clap for me now. I think someone had a question before. You can ask your questions now. This class is not going to be long. You can ask your questions now.
I was new. The whole of my forehead is paining me. The whole of my forehead is paining me. I do not understand anything with this web.
Sorry, I was listening to your voice note. Wait, let me respond to this man. I'm coming. Okay. You say you do not understand anything about the webhook.
Hmm. As you are starting from that time when you went from postman, what you are trying to copy, I did not understand again.
Okay. Any other person? Well, other people understood, right? It's only you that did not understand.
No,
It's only
I
me.
don't.
Adobe, did you understand?
Why are you asking me?
Did you understand?
Yes, but don't ask me to explain to anybody.
Yeah?
Yes, I understood.
Come and explain to them.
Don't ask me, please. Explain to all of us. Let us hear again.
Hey, God. Okay. All right. Let me let me explain again. So let me explain this again. Right. Okay, fine. Where did your confusion come from? Is it the data I copied, how I got the data, or how the webhook works? Which one?
How the webhook works and you pull data from the webhook as well.
Okay. So the webhook works as a JSO. The webhook transmits with JSON, right? JSON, JSON. That is how the webhook works, right? It doesn't get plain data just like your form. Now, even that your form that gets plain data, okay, your form that catches plain data, look at the output of that data here. Is JSON. Look at it here. It is JSON. Right? Every output you have on what's it called? On N8N is JSON. Look at it here. Can you see this output? It is JSON also, right? So which was why we were able to copy it. So I was saying instead of, okay, now for instance, let me reload this place. This is Postman. Let me reload it and show you. The truth is, you see this Postman, you may not understand while watching. It's good when you are just practice it. That's when you will understand. You may not understand while watching. Do you understand? Yeah, Adobe, go ahead.
Okay, is it compulsory that we use Postman?
For testing,
Oh,
yes.
uh,
Yeah, for testing, yes. But I don't know if there is another platform you can use. I've not really explored that. If there's another platform.
okay.
Hold on. Okay. So this is this, right? Now let me say I did not. Let me say I remove all this. Let me say I remove all this, for instance. All right. Let me say I remove all this. Okay, good. Let me say I remove everything here, and I want to just send a single message. Do you understand? Let me come here. I want that thing to scatter. All right. Good. Let me go back to post here. Don't know why it doesn't want to scatter. Doesn't want to scatter. I want to go out. I want you to use the default. I want you to use the default. What's it called? Yeah, good. I wanted to use the default one. So let me go to this workflow. All right, good. Workspaces, and I go to Chibueze workspace and use this posts. It's still there. It's still there. Let me sign out. Let me sign out. Okay. All right. So let me go to my workspace here and see if fresh data is going to, or default data is going to be there. My collections post data. I'm going to use post because I am sending to my place. All right. So here is going to be body. This stored that one. That's one to go. Okay, fine. Let's use this way, right? But let me check.
Hello, sir.
Yes, yes.
Why don't you go back to where you connect the webhook to the form where we're able to get this
No,
data? Because
it does not have effect on this. Understand? It doesn't have effect on this. So this is post data, and okay. Let me check the schema. This is the schema. Okay, this is just okay. So I'm going to use this like this, right? But I'm looking for something where it should show raw. Although this, I think the raw has gone to here, right? I think the raw has gone to here. But then this is how to test your webhook, right? You come to the webhook itself. Come to the webhook itself. Okay. Copy the test URL if it's in production, just like your form, just like the way I taught you on your form. You either copy the test URL here, or you copy the. I taught you on form. I taught you on agent as well. Copy the text URL, come here to paste it. Right, then you now execute this step to listen to events. Then I will send. Okay, yeah, good. It has cut it. All right. Now everything is cut. Everything is cut. You now check what items do you need inside of it. The items you need inside of it are this. All right. These are the ones you will map. Those are the items you would map. Those are the data you would map, which is from here to here. You will map them, drag and drop, 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 right? For your workflow to use. Then, in a situation whereby you want it to go back. Okay, sorry, let me stop this. Now, your webhook comes by default with this option, respond immediately, right? Now, what it means is that now if I test this here, look at this. When I test this, it's going to show me message on use respond to webhook, right? Found in workflow, which is why did they write that? It wrote that because of this. Now let me delete this and go here again to test it. Oh no, my system is actually slowing down. Okay, let me listen to events again. Right now, I'm setting this again. Then look at here. Workflow started. It's telling me that my workflow has started. Right, and that those data will now appear here. Then I'll use the data to map and map and map. Finish all my mapping. I am not going to teach you afresh how to do your mapping. And we already, for the past 4 weeks, you've been learning how to map. Okay, so by now you should have known how to map. All right, so
Yes, I know how to work it.
okay, good. Now you map and do all your mapping. Okay, finish your workflow. The next question will now be, do you need your webhook to get a response, or do you need it to go to an email, or do you need it to go to anywhere? If you need the user on your website or the user on your dashboard to catch response, do you understand? If you need user to catch response, what do? You come here and tell your webhook that no, you don't need instant response, you need a processed response. Then you come here to this respond, and instead of respond immediately, you see respond using respond to webhook node. Now, where is respond to webhook node? That is what you have to ask, which means there is a node called respond to webhook node. Then you come to the end of your webhook and add respond to webhook node. Do you understand? When you add it, you will now map. But first of all, make sure that data is flowing through your workflow so that you'll be able to map the last one, just like your any other workflow. Just like any other workflow, you make sure there is data to be able to map. Do you understand? Yes, Adobe, go ahead.
Okay, now this webhook,
Yes.
is it like it works hand in hand with form node or what? Form trigger, sorry.
No, it doesn't work hand in hand. It's a type of trigger itself. Remember that your form trigger is only one-way trigger,
Okay.
but your webhook is now two ways. Do you understand? What I mean by one way is that your form trigger, you only put it and your form tells you
Yeah.
Sanuna Gode. You understand?
Yeah.
But your webhook is that you can now when you have a webhook trigger, you don't is a trigger, except you want your workflow to make use of different types of triggers, then fine, right? But if you wanted to make use of one trigger, when you have a webhook, then you don't need your form again. For instance, when I was talking about form earlier on, I was saying that if you have a platform or someone who wants you to build workflow for them and they already have an existing website, it is possible that that person has an existing form system on the website. Do you understand? It's
Yeah.
possible, yes, it's possible the person has an already existing form system, so which you can now use your webhook to catch the data coming from that form. Okay, so the webhook is a master of and a question of how do I catch data from the external source? How do I catch data from outside into my workflow? That's what the webhook is. Your phone catches data from outside, but it's an internal system. But your webhook is an internal system that catches data from our external system. So your webhook gives you that leverage to catch data from any platform at all. But your phone system gives you leverage to catch data from only the phone. For your webhook, you can use it to catch data from WhatsApp. When if yeah, depending on the WhatsApp integration you're using, you can use it to catch data from WhatsApp. You can use it to catch data from HubSpot. You can use it to catch data from 11 Labs. You can use it to catch data from your website. You can use it to catch data from anywhere at all. Do you understand? So just more like call it that it is a universal data catcher. Is that self-explanatory enough?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you wanted to output data immediately, so let's take for instance you let's take for instance okay, let me open this platform here. No, I think so. Which platform have you ever logged in your data or logged in data and you receive feedback immediately there? Mm-mm-mm. Which one is that?
In what aspect?
Let's say you you generated something. Let's say you generated something and you received, as you're filling in that form, you submitted, you received your response there immediately on your screen, not on your email, not in your email.
Oh, okay. I thought email.
No, no, not email, not email. Mm, 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 mm. Which platform is which platform can do that actually? Okay, so here, let me just pin this data so I don't keep using, right? If you want it to go back, okay, okay, fine. Let's use your chat GPT. Let's use your chat GPT as an instance. Where you ask it something and it gives you feedback immediately. You ask it something, you give it feedback. Right? Let's use that for an instance. Your chat GPT is a phone system, not the one, not the AI agent you're building. The chat GPT you're using on your phone, right? It's a kind of form system that you choose options, you get, and you send. You send data and you receive feedback immediately, just like your normal chat system, right? So, see something like that. Which, what can I? So nobody here has done anything. I don't know why it's escaping. Why all this is escaping my mind. Yeah, you have to fill in data and catch response immediately, right? So that is what your webhook basically is for. So let me unpin this data. So when you want it to attribute, now since I have a binary data flowing, I've taught you people how to use binary data already. Since I already have a binary data, what do I choose? I choose binary. Okay, I choose binary, and anyone, let's say let's say all incoming items. Okay, all incoming items, and let me choose this. Okay, let me say data, for instance. Then let me execute this and see what happens. Okay. I always do encourage you people to always experiment. Yeah, this is data. So why did it come back as data? Why did it come back as data? Let me check this particular one here. Respond. Oh, okay, probably because I have pinned data. Oh. It came back as data because I used response. I use this here. Do you understand? Came back as data because of this. I did not use. So let me check this. All right, let me check this again and see what it's going to come back as. Okay, all incoming data. So I will, okay. Is that it finished? All right, so I'm going to change it to, I've not used those options before, but I know that I've used plain text, I've used binary, right? So I'm going to change it to binary file. And I think it's also getting sensitive because of pinned data. Okay, yeah, look at this now. Let me use visualize and see, you know. Okay, no. So this is preview. All right, it's came in here, right? So this is just the test actually. Okay, this is the test, and it came back to this 1 0 1 0 1 2. That's 3 scripts. Do you understand? So it worked very well. So you use this to send back response and use this. So just see it like, okay, yes, perfect instance. Now just see it like your Telegram node where you use this to send instruction, Telegram input to send instruction, and use the Telegram output to receive the instruction you have sent. You understand? You can also do this on Telegram actually. Right? All right. So you use this as, imagine, assuming we are using Telegram, this would be an input from Telegram, this would be an output from Telegram. So, like I always tell you guys, that this is basically the same thing. You understand? It's basically the same thing. So you shouldn't say, let's say, week 5, day 2. You shouldn't say, oh, because you've used Telegram before, you know. My first ever day of using webhook, I did not learn webhook, but the day I used webhook, I had to use it because I had something to do with it. I had a thing to do with it that I was supposed to send out. That was how I used webhook for the first time in my life. I was running from it because it seemed confusing to me to an extent, but then I had to overcome my fears by using it. You get? So don't feel any of these things are complicated, right? You just use them when required. But then, what will actually make you be good and be better at them is number one, practice. Number two, when you get any gig to do with them, you'll find out that Omo, you must use them, whether you like it or not. You must use them. All right. Any further questions? It's almost 9. Today's class is not going to be long. It's just going to be something very simple. Just start to turn already. Any questions? No questions? Okay. Okay. That's fine. Nobody has a question. So try and practice with all this so that when we come on Wednesday, we are facing a new chapter. All right. We face a new chapter on Wednesday. For Wednesday, and that chapter is still AI agent, though it's not really a new chapter per se, just AI agent. Then we'll now enter the voice one and we are off. All right.
Okay.
Oh, hey, this one everywhere is quiet. Like some of you will go and I'll just call one academy and you go and register. It's like my own is difficult for you, right? If you go and register that academy, use 100K register now, then you come back to start telling me to teach you afresh. Hey, God, teach. Let's be encouraged, eh? You're an automation specialist. I'm raising my hand to ask question. Hello, coach. Any question? Hello, coach. I have a question. Coach Adobe, I have a question today. Is how did you do webhook?